Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And today I just want to talk about building confidence because I look back at myself like 3, 4 years ago and I'm like, oh my God, I have come such a long way. It's so wild. Like, it's actually insane. And here are some of the things I have noticed, or well, not noticed, I have realized, right? And that have fully sunk in for me. And I catch myself doing these things and I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing it again. So I think the first thing is reminding yourself that you are trustworthy, right? That you can trust yourself. Because say something happens or a situation is coming up. Oh, let me turn on my mic. I'm not even sure if you guys can hear me. Oh my God, I hope so. I hope so. Oh, so as I was saying, say something comes up or a situation happens, instead of freaking out, or maybe it hasn't even happened yet, but you're thinking it's gonna happen and you're freaking out, you're getting overwhelmed. The first, well, not maybe not the first thing, but one of the things I have caught myself doing is telling myself like, calm down, you can handle it. Even if that happens, you'll figure it out. And I feel like that's just so powerful to tell yourself because yeah, you can handle it. Like you've handled a lot before. If it happens, you know what to do to handle the situation. You know how to calm yourself down. You know how to move on from whatever the situation is, right? And being able to remind yourself of that and tell yourself, calm down, relax, relax. First of all, relax. That is way more powerful than you think because that means that when things happen, you're not immediately freaking out. You can take things from a calm place. You can solve the situation mindfully, right? Instead of assuming the worst, you know that things can get better. And so you can work to make those things better. So I feel like trusting yourself, knowing that you are trustworthy, that's the first thing. Another thing is not assuming the worst of yourself. Like if you come from a background of not having the best self-esteem, it's really easy to assume that you are worse than other people or other people are better than you or just in general assume the worst of yourself. And this is something that you really have to work on because it's probably not true. I mean, yes, you probably have some things that you are worse at than other people, but then there are also some things that you're better at than other people. So it's just being able to understand the nuances and being able to look at things objectively and be like, okay, I'm good at this, but I'm bad at that, or, I'm good at this, eh, I'm okay at this other thing. And then deciding what you want to work on and then working on that instead of just immediately assuming, oh, I'm the worst person. I do the worst things. Oh, of course she has this and I don't. Of course mine is worse. Or like sometimes it's even like small things like this person uses this lotion and you're like, oh, their lotion must be better than mine. And sometimes you might not think it, but it comes up in your actions, right? When you take things from a place of, oh, they have this other thing, oh, oh, I must get that too. You're assuming that the one you have is automatically worse, right? Like, why do you have to switch to what they have? Now, you could also take it from a place of, oh, why do they have that? What is good about that one and what is good about mine? Let's compare. Let me see if maybe I need to switch. Like, if that one is going to be better for me, then yeah, maybe I need to switch if it's an upgrade. But the first mindset is taking things from, oh, automatically theirs is better versus the second mindset where it's like, let me see what's better about theirs. Do I need to switch or is what I'm doing already good? Is it already better? So instead of just jumping straight to the conclusion that yours is worse, being able to assess and discern, okay? That is going to be very important. for you to mature. That is very important. And when I catch myself doing that, I am so proud. I'm like, you know. And then the third thing, so discerning and assessing when it comes to thinking you're bad, right? The third thing is understanding that you will mess up. Like, you're going to mess up, whatever, and it's okay. Like, you're gonna be late sometimes. You're gonna miss things. Let's say you were supposed to get this opportunity. You were supposed to go to this place. You were supposed to go do this thing, and you weren't able to because you messed up, or because you were late, or because you whatever. It's okay. Like, I mean, it's not okay. Maybe the situation is really bad, but life happens, things happen, we make mistakes. It doesn't have to be the end of your life. Like, you can move on from it. You can absolutely move on. So that's just understand that you're going to make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. And when you do make these mistakes, ask yourself, what happened? What did I learn from making this mistake? Right? Like, how can we avoid this moving forward? That, I believe, is the most important part. How can we avoid this moving forward? Because you don't want to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. There's really no point of that. But if you made a mistake, it's like, okay, it's cool. Let's move on. How can we move on? Okay? And then in the same breath, let's say something happens and it was your fault. You do have to take accountability for that, because it was your fault. And taking accountability is not a bad thing. You just accept that it was your fault and you do better, right? You don't just say, oh, I'm going to take it. No, like, you actually do better moving forward. Like, maybe you make a plan. Let's say, okay, you were late to work today and your boss called you into the office. Like, you have to take accountability for the fact that you were late, and you do better. How do you do better? Tomorrow, okay, you're setting the alarms, you're setting multiple alarms, not just to wake up, but during your day. Let's say you set an alarm 15 minutes before you're supposed to leave to remind you, no, you're supposed to be grabbing your bag and getting out, maybe filling up your water bottle or something. So you have multiple alarms set during the day to remind you, hey, you do need to leave. You need to leave in 10 minutes. You need to leave in 15 minutes. You need to leave in 30 minutes. You should be halfway done with your makeup, right? I feel like it's useful to have those kind of alarms. Matter of fact, that's mostly what I use alarms for. I don't really use alarms to wake up, because I feel like it can be a very jarring way to wake up. So if I'm able to, I prefer to wake up like naturally. But of course, if I'm not able to, I'm going to set the alarm. Like, I don't want to be late. So of course, I'm going to set the alarm. But I'm also going to set the alarms during the day, because I know that for me, I can easily lose track of time. So even though I wake up early to make it to the event, let's say I'm supposed to be somewhere at 8, right? And it's going to take me 30 minutes to get there. So I have to leave at 7:30. Sometimes I'll even give myself, I'm like, let's say 7:15 in our mind, right? And then at 7 o'clock, I'll put an alarm that, no, like, you need to be leaving soon. But then at 6:30, I'll put an alarm that, hey, you should be halfway done with your makeup by now. So when it's 6:30, I'm like, oh shit, I'm still on the foundation. Like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up. And then hopefully when it's 7:15, I'm like done, or I'm almost done. Like, you need to set yourself up for success. That's what it comes down to. You need to set yourself up for success. And so, moving on from the accountability, but in the same breath, yeah, you need to always plan and set yourself up for what you want. Because, like, whatever it is you want in this life, you have to create it for the most part. Some things do just come to you, but it's not reliable. It's not a reliable way to make your dreams come true, or to make anything you want happen, right? You can't just wait for it to happen. Like, you have to put in the work to make it happen. Everything. And this is something I did not understand for a long time, right? Because I felt like, oh, some things just came. No, maybe those things come to those people naturally. So they don't even realize the work they're doing to make it happen, because the work comes to them naturally. But to you, it doesn't come naturally. You can't rely on you can't rely on it just happening. You have to actually go out of your way and make it happen. Make it happen. Yes, when you first start, it's not gonna feel great. It's your first time. You're not gonna know exactly what to do. It's not gonna be perfect. But you literally, if you want that thing to come true, if you want to develop that skill, you have no choice. You literally, that's one thing I had to understand. You literally have no choice. Do you want to get better or not? Do you want to get good at this or not? Let me tell you, I know my makeup looks great because even I'm looking at it in the mirror like, damn, girl. But when I first started doing makeup, it was not looking this good. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at some of my pictures, I'm like, girl, you were in the streets looking like this. Girl, you went out with that on your face? Indeed. Indeed. But I had just started. Like, no shit. I didn't know the best way to apply makeup. I just started. Just started. So you have to just start. Like, yes, you don't know the best way to do it. Yes, it's you know, it's kind of a mess. Everything is raggedy. It's looking raggedy. Like maybe you were supposed to host this party, but then like these people disappointed you. This cake disappointed the cake person is running late. Like your makeup person did not do your makeup right. But you have to start somewhere. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. Let me tell you right now, it's not gonna be perfect. Especially when you first start, it doesn't come to you naturally. It doesn't. The things that come to us naturally, half the time we don't even register that this is something we do or that it comes to us naturally. We're only worried about the things we don't do naturally. So if it doesn't come to you naturally, sweetheart, yeah, it's gonna take some work. It's gonna take some work. Okay. So you have to plan, you have to make it happen, understand you're gonna make mistakes. When you make those mistakes, take accountability where you can, where you're supposed to, learn from that, make a new plan or adjust the plan and move on. And move on. That's all you can do. And that's all you should do. Because why would you want to sit there and berate yourself over and over for months, for years, for the same thing you did? Like, imagine I'm berating myself now for something I did when I was 19. It's like, girl, please, it, no, no, like, please. I need that brain space and that brain energy for something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't waste your time. Move on as quickly as you can. Because sometimes it takes a little while. But move on as quickly as you can, taking accountability where you can, where you're supposed to. Make plans, though not the same mistakes, okay? Make plans to avoid those mistakes. Because when you make these mistakes, you should take them as learning experiences. So you made a mistake. What can we learn from that? Then you make a new plan to avoid making those mistakes because you've learned from it. Sometimes, though, we like to go over the same thing 2, 3 times, and then we're like, wait, isn't this the exact same situation as 3 months ago and as 2 years ago? Oh shit, I've just been taking myself in a cycle. Why? Because you refuse to learn and move on. Like one thing, something else I've learned about life, you will continue to make the same mistakes, go out, take yourself around in circles until you learn. You have to fucking learn. You have to learn. Life will keep putting you through the same thing in different fonts until you learn. Here's why. When you experience the same situation, if you haven't changed, you're going to deal with it the same way and it's going to have the same outcome. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing in the same situation, expecting a different outcome? You literally you have to learn, you have to change. Otherwise, you're going to end up at the same place multiple times. So, yeah. That's something you absolutely have to do. Um, so yes, you learn, you change. And the thing is, when it comes to unfamiliar situations, we already said you are gonna make mistakes. But something else is always going with the mindset of curiosity over fear. And just tell yourself, instead of saying, oh my God, I'm so scared, just be like, oh, I've never been here before. Instead of saying, oh, I'm so scared, I'm so fearful, oh, it's unfamiliar to me. I'm not used to this, which is true. That's the truth, right? So instead of immediately going in with fear, just accept the fact that it's an unfamiliar space and it's not something you're used to. So instead of going in with fear, going with curiosity instead. Okay, it's unfamiliar. I haven't experienced this before. I'm not used to this. Oh, what is it about? How do I need to move in this space? How do I conduct myself? How do I avoid traps, right? Like, what are the traps of being in this place? Like, what are the pros and the cons? What's good about this situation, this place? What's bad about it? Other people that came before me, how did they fare? Like, what happened to them, right? Because you can learn from other people's experiences as well. You don't need to make these mistakes to learn from them. You can learn from the mistakes other people have made. So that's just something else. Approaching with curiosity over fear is gonna make you feel a lot more in control, because when you're fearful, it it feels out of control. It feels out of, like, you're just jerky. It's jerking you everywhere. It's like, oh, fear is jerking you over here, so you're going over there, and then something else happens, and then you're over here. But when you're in curiosity, you can just look around, you can take notes, you can assess, and come from a mindful place, you know? Right? And the last thing I want to say, and it ties back into the first thing I said about trusting yourself. So, you, the last thing I want to say is to establish your confidence within yourself, within who you are, who you're teaching yourself to be, who you are learning to become, right? And you do that by trusting yourself. So even when you make mistakes, you can be like, okay, where exactly did I make this mistake? And the thing is, when you make mistakes from trusting yourself, it's easier to move on and to learn from those mistakes, because you understand why you chose that situation in the first place. And you might have been wrong, but you can at least have empathy for yourself and understand why you chose that in the first place. Because you're learning about yourself, you're trusting yourself, and you understand that you can make mistakes. So I just whatever I want you to take from this video, the main thing I want you to take from this video: trust yourself. It's okay that you don't know everything. You are gonna make mistakes, but it's cool, because you can approach even those mistakes with curiosity, not fear, right? Not fear of failure, not fear of ruining your life, but with curiosity about what would happen if you made, let's say, a different choice next time, so you don't fall into the same traps and repeat the same patterns. Okay, that's all I have for today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I am very excited to be doing YouTube. I feel like for a long time, I didn't really know what I wanted to post. I was like, oh, I like to do beauty stuff, but I also like to do lifestyle stuff. Like, I'm currently traveling, so there's gonna be a couple vlogs here and there. But of course, I feel like all of that kind of feels empty to me without also telling you the things I've learned, like, as life goes on, because I feel like I learn a lot, and I'm very intuitive and thinking, and I have been learning to trust myself and flow with what comes natural to me, what is true to me, and just to be true to myself while still being grounded in reality, right? You can dream and have dreams, and have a little bit of delusional spirit and energy within a space that is still logical and realistic. Like, you don't have to be all the way dumb. Like, you don't have to make all the way dumb decisions, just straight up dumb. Like, you can make decisions that are grounded in reality, but are full of faith. So that's what I've been learning and understanding that, you know what, one final thing. Life always, there is always an opportunity. As long as you're alive, there are opportunities. That's one thing I always tell myself, they say opportunity comes but once, but I believe if it comes once, it can come again. Because life moves in patterns. Things that happened before will happen again, which is why they say those that don't remember history are doomed to repeat it, because it has happened before. Almost everything. They say there is nothing new under the sun. Things that happened before will happen again. You just have to be ready for the next time it happens. Okay. Well, thank you so much for listening. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all the things. And I look forward to talking with you next time. Bye.